Many countries have announced their plans to electrify the transportation system by year 2030, and some of them have even announced a ban on internal combustion engines completely by then. Some companies have issued a statement regarding the future, stating that by 2030, almost or approximately 80% of the lineup will consist of EVs, like Volvo, and some have announced a complete shift towards EVs, like Volkswagen. So where does India stand amongst all this, and what does it mean for the future of automotive sector in India? Well, according to Niti Aayog, by 2030, 30% of the private cars and 80% of two-wheelers on the Indian roads will be electrified. And Indian government's heavy efforts to accommodate the electric vehicle giant Tesla in the country, and with the announcement of Tesla officially building a manufacturing plant in India, this number doesn't look that far. But there's one issue, a big one in fact. The way our infrastructure stands right now, many experts suggest that India is not ready for electrification, and we simply don't have the charging capabilities, especially in the remote areas where electricity for day-to-day use is sufficient at best. But let's all forget that 2030 is quite far from where we are, and this is the year 2021. So here we are with an electric scooter, Okinawa Praise Pro, to find out how is it to live with an electric vehicle in the year 2021. As I have mentioned earlier, experts have predicted that 10 years from now, two-wheelers will account for 80% of the electric vehicle sales in India. We are not sure about that, but we know for sure that in two-wheeler segment, scooters have been majority on the Indian roads. So, can an electric scooter like Okinawa Praise Pro challenge the segment leaders like Activa, Bergman, Access 125 or Grazia, or perhaps even dethrone them? Let's find out. First, let's get the obvious out of the way. This particular scooter is from Okinawa and it's called the Praise Pro. This scooter is the top of the line in Okinawa stable, and with its price tag, it competes with the likes of Ntorq, Bergman and others in the 125cc game. In terms of features and equipment, this scooter is quite impressive. It gets disc brakes at the front and at the rear. It gets dual shocks at the front and also at the rear. 3 riding modes, LED headlights, LED DRLs, follow me home lamp, charging port, etc. Digital gauge cluster, electronic ABS system and regenerative system while braking. Did I mention it gets front and rear disc brakes? Because it's quite impressive actually, because even on the higher expensive bikes like Apache RTR 160 4V and Hero 160R, rear disc brakes are optional. Okay, when I said this scooter has an ABS system, well, not exactly an ABS system like an anti-lock braking system. ABS in Okinawa's term is just a fancy take on the combined braking system. But that aside, when under heavy braking, the scooter stops well on its track and has a positive feedback on the lever. Even under heavy braking, you can judge whether the wheels are locking up or not, and it provides a feedback in such a way that you can prevent it from locking up before it. Okinawa has an impressive suspension system, quite unique actually for its price and its segment. It has a dual hydraulic unit at the front and also at the rear. When I rode this scooter for the first time, I thought the ride quality was pretty stiff, but riding it for a while, I realized that the Praise actually rides better than the most petrol-powered scooter and does not have that unnerving double rebound at the back that most scooters tend to do while going over the bad bump. Even when hitting a bump at a very high speed, the chassis smooths out everything pretty quickly and recollects its composure nicely. Even though it's not the first priority for the consumers in the product like this, but I have to say, Praise Pro is no slouch in the corners as well. It's eager to turn in at any given speed with full throttle. Although you don't really carry much speed, as the motor is not that punchy, and on the long sweeper bends, I have noticed that it starts to scrub up some speed, even when the throttle is on the full tilt. And at the first glance, you'd say that these tires on the Praise Pro doesn't look like they are meant to corner. Then you're right and wrong at the same time, because these tires are skinny and quite a lot studded, which in theory should not provide grip necessary to corner and brake, but it just doesn't feel like they lack grip, at least most of the time, because 2 disc brakes and a chassis that's pretty well controlled with the weight distribution in the middle because of the battery placement, this scooter feels quite competent. In terms of outright performance, it's pretty quick off the line, but that's pretty obvious being it's an electric scooter. But it gives up steam pretty quickly as well, and the top speed is just around 70 to 75 kilometers per hour in the sports mode. But the performance is quite adequate for the city riding, but it's not really meant for long highway stretches. There's not quite a lot of bad things about this scooter, but one thing I have an issue with is the placement of the switchgear. It doesn't come naturally to use and it's all over the place. All in all, Okinawa gave a pretty good package for the Pace Pro, but it is priced at a very extreme top end, and for the same price you could get different other 125cc scooters like N-Torq, Bergman and Grazia, which offers more power and more practicality. But on the other hand, you have to consider the long-term prospect of owning this type of electric scooters. Thus, these type of scooters are pretty much cheaper to run and maintain than the ICE counterparts. And it's mostly up to the buyers to decide what they really want from the scooter.